What's up guys, Shouri here, and today we're going to learn how to use the Reaper and Chopper together. So this is the basic loadout that we're running. I'll go over the loadout and perks in detail later. But the first thing we want to talk about is how this combo will make you live forever and how you can do that. And the main way this is achieved is through using a support loadout with certain perks, having jockey or reanimator pants on, and using the Reaper and strategically using these energy cubes to maintain high armor and keep yourself alive and maintain as much distance as possible using your chopper and then killing them when they get in close to make sure that you can benefit from as many of your power cells as possible. And this is really important because that is how you're going to stay alive. It gives you a little bit of speed boost and some armor and can really change the tide in a lot of these battles. As you can see right here, even though we're getting flash, we're getting the triple kills, and we are just moving on to do as much damage as possible while maintaining healthy armor, and almost all the damage that is done to us, we are given back in armor just because of the simple fact that Reaper does pretty decent damage as a shotgun, and even though I'm scoring up bad here, I am able to get so low because, as you can see, picking up the power cell will increase your speed by 15% and restore 50% of your armor. Because we are using the support class, our armor starts out at 3400, and this is not base armor upgrades, this is off of your total armor, which is a huge distinction. Well, technically it's only 100 extra armor, but it's not insignificant. Especially when you're talking about 7 to 8 kills in a streak, you're talking about an absurd amount of armor over time. And this extra speed boost can help you go and get to the enemy. And right here, we're going to end up using both of those things to be able to kill these people because they see the damage on them. They are going to not notice we're there because we're getting out of the way fast. And while it looks like they're just being noobs, there's no way we should be alive. You're going to assume that your teammates are going to take people out, and if you can kind of get out of the way quickly, they're going to assume you're dead, especially if they can't see through walls and the way you position yourself. As you can see right here, I am down to 1,000. These people are not going to know that I can live through this, because why would you think that? But as you can see, I am already up to 2,600 health and already had all my armor back. Even though I just lost it all again, I have regained it to full already, and we do this multiple times. As you can see, in that span, I have gained almost 12,000 total armor, which is just absolutely absurd because I didn't even get that many kills. But that is where this makes you just live forever. You go in the middle, do your thing, and if you get hit hard, just wait for your teammates to get someone low. You go in, get your kills, and if you use your grenades properly, you not only get your kills from the grenades, and that gives you armor through your perks, and also makes you more invincible, but it also will give you kills through jockey, which gives you health as well. And right here, we're going to look at all these people. There's 3 inside the building and 1 outside. So when we go in here, remember that count. That information from eye is key. And this is why this portion is all about the eye. We knew there were 4 people. We knew there were some inside the building and out. So we knew to never stop and exactly where they would be. That is huge. Another thing you can see is right here, we have 2 in the middle, 1 closest to us on the right, but most importantly, 1 on the left. We need to make sure we are out of the range of where that guy on the far left can get us. Right here, we are going to bait this guy in. We know there's 2 more right here, and we can see that the one on the left has come out, and we can go ahead and push into him and go ahead killing their whole team. Another way that I really helpful is right here. Unlike Undying, we knew these 2 guys were here. We stopped in our tracks, and we can see him trying to flank me. With Undying, we would not have known any of these things, and because we have that information, we get the double kill and move on. Because of all our perks and the way Reaper works, we have most of our armor and health, and it is huge. You have those 3 guys on the right, 1 in the middle. You know no one's flanking, no one can do much, everybody is doing something pretty straightforward, and you know where they're all going to be, so you can count on where you need to go next. That is huge. And with this combo in particular, it is big because it can help you determine if you need to use your power cells or if you should let them stay where they are and come back to them later. As you can see in the middle here, I left those power cells because I knew I'd need them later, and I was running in there with confidence that I had those power cells. That is huge. Right here, we know this guy's coming. We throw our flashbang, which gives us our extra armor because of our perks, and it goes ahead, gets the kill, and all of this is due to I. Again, would not have known that guy is here, and like I said, I can be the difference in everything because of the information it gives you, and it can be even more valuable than Undying, which is completely reactionary and based on the other guy letting your eye pop, giving you armor, and you hitting it right at the right times. And eye is just so much more strategic and benefits you based on what you do and not necessarily on what the other guys do. Right here, through the middle, we can see those guys, but there is that guy on the left. We do want to be very cognizant of that because it does matter. Right here, we see the guy on the left's dead. That's very big, and we see the guy coming around the pillar, and the last guy is going to be coming from the streets, which we were able to see with our eye, and that is huge. But the biggest thing is power cells, and as you can see right here, I have left a power cell there. I can see it and know it's there, but I have full armor, so there's no reason for me to go get that power cell. So I'm going to leave it there, but keep in mind I know it's there, and I can very clearly see it. I'm not worried about it. Right here, there's no reason to go back for it. But keeping in my mind that it's there is still very important, and it's going to influence what I do now. What I'm going to do is wait here for them to come, because it's very important that you don't get caught out just going after the power cells, but instead you work your way over to them in normal combat. And here my jockey has gone ahead and gotten me full, so I'm going to wait for them to start to spawn, go ahead and reload, and now I saw the guy up the middle. I repositioned myself, and the armor is not instant, it is over time, so I'm going to go ahead, get it, and the speed boost, attack, knowing that I will have armor over time healing me, and so I'm going to go ahead and preload that armor onto me by getting the power cell, because it's not all about doing it instantly, but having it affect you almost immediately while you're fighting. That is a huge thing, and right here you can see there is a power cell, but I know there's going to be people coming, so I kind of wait for them, go ahead, come out, get my power, and now I go from no armor to full armor again. And this is so big, and why this combo is so good. If you can get used to getting your power cells at the right time and saving them for when you really need them, it is a very big part of this combo and it actually working. Right here is another benefit to the power cells. It's not just the fact that you're getting armor, which is huge, but also the speed boost to get you there and get those 4 at onces and triple kills as much as possible. And again, if you suck like I do and you can't hit a broadside of a barn, then this is huge for you as well. As you can see, this guy, by the way, was using Orion, so we back up as soon as we see him, but he was getting the better of me, getting all my armor down, but it doesn't matter because the Reaper gave us all our armor back. And before I go over the loadout and perks, if you'll leave a like on this video, if you like how I'm doing more edited stuff for these tutorials, and if it helped you kind of learn easier. But anyways, what we're going to need for this is the Eye, and then Chopper, and Reaper. As for your pistol, it can be any high-powered pistol you want. With knife, I do like the Kingslayer, but because the Reaper needs to be most of your kills, the knife isn't as important here. I prefer to have the crossbow, but you can use other things such as a scout, and if speed boost is important, the scout may be the option for you. I do think the antidote is super important because of bleeds and poisons being so heavily used, but it's really your choice on the chest. The biggest difference is going to be the jockey and reanimator, and here is the biggest difference between the two. First is jockey, which is what I like to use because you don't need any heals to actually make it work, but it'll restore 25% of armor instantly as soon as you get an elimination. But if you have a lot of heals, the Reanimator could be better because it gives you 25% bonuses on those heals. And most important to a lot of you will be the 20% speed boost. If this is something that you would like to use Cheetah for or Mustang, I much would rather use Reanimator, get the better healing effects, and still be able to have your speed boost too. And to just go over it again, the Reaper gives you a power cell whenever you kill someone with it that gives you 15% speed and 50% of your armor over about 4 seconds, which is very important and something to keep in mind. And it's important to remember you don't have to get them right away. Leave them in a lot of cases if you don't need them because you'll need them later. So next up is going to be the perks. And to start it off, Patchwork. Definitely the most undervalued perk, I think, that you have here. Whenever you use a defensive consumable, you get 10% of your armor back. This doesn't seem like a ton because it's about 340 armor. But what you don't think about is that health pill will give you 340 armor and activate your armor. Your chest armor does not work unless you have armor. So this can actually allow you to do things like have frost invulnerabilities or other chest properties, and it can really come in handy. Even though it's technically only 340 armor, it is a very big deal when it activates your special chest armor. And next up is Tank. This one is definitely the easiest to understand why it's good and not underrated at all. For me, it gives 16% more armor, which is huge. This is how I start out with more than 3,000 armor. It makes me invulnerable to certain things like a one-shot Barracuda attack. And I don't need to explain much more because this is a very obvious and awesome ability. And for the last two, it's mostly these two because the other ones have to do with machine guns, and you want to use a machine gun as little as possible with this combo. So it's going to be Fortify, which eliminations with offensive consumables reduce incoming shot damage by 16% and can be really good if you get an up-close grenade kill, and then you have that little bit of damage reduction for the multi-kill on any of his enemy teammates that might be nearby. Last but not least is Marauder, and armor restores by 5.5% per enemy hit with offensive consumables. This includes grenades like green grenades that are thrown around corners to test if someone's there. It can actually increase your armor, so I think this one's pretty important to use as well. So I hope you guys have liked this edited version of a tutorial. Let me know how you like it in the comments and leave this video a like. Let your friends know. And a special thanks to anyone who has donated and become a channel member. I really appreciate all the help, and I hope you all have a great day.